Alright, hello everyone. Assalamualaikum. So today I'm going to show you how to create shapes and form in Illustrator. Okay, so we're gonna start with the donut JPEG. So you can download this in topic 2. So once you download and when you open your Illustrator, you will see this interface. Okay, so just open up your Finder, and what you can do now is first to set up the size. So if you go to File and you click New, alright, and then you go to Print, and if you view more, you will see A6 size. Alright, this one. So you can change the name here. And then for the orientation, I want you to choose the vertical, and then for the artboard, so you can add two, front and back. For the bleed, let's add 3 mm. Okay, and then the color mode should be CMYK, because one of the purpose we want to print out this postcard. If it is only for screen, then you can change to RGB, but if you choose CMYK, it can be both for the screen and also it good for the printing output. So when you are done setting all of this, you can press the create. So this is your two artboards. Right, now if you look at the layers, okay, the first one is layer 1. So open up your Finder, you can just drag and drop the donut into the first artboard. Okay, so in the layer 1, this is your donut. If I close the eye, it's hidden. Okay, and you can see that there is a symbol, which is you can't do anything here because you hide the layer. So switch on this one. Okay, switch on back the eye. So if you double click in this rectangle, the white rectangle, if you double click here, you get another pop-up window. So you click on template and automatically this become 50% dim image. Okay, because we're going to trace on top of this. So press OK, and this will be locked and you can't do anything in here. So if you click again, create new layer here, and on the bottom, so now we will draw on layer 2. Okay, so to draw this donut, we will use pen tool. But before that, make sure if you go to window, just check on your workspace. We are gonna use this essential workspace. Okay, so just click on the essential workspace and you will have the same interface layout as mine. Right, so now I want you to click on the pen tool. If you click and hold longer, you can see that there is a different types of pen tool. So we will use the first one. Okay, so in Illustrator, if you want to navigate, you can press Command plus. This is to zoom in, and if you want to pan left and right, you can hold the space bar. Okay, so Control plus for zoom in, Control minus to zoom out. All right. So let's start with this one. Right, so when you choose the pen tool, you will see that here you have the option between fill and the stroke. Okay, so I don't want any fill, so if I double click here I can choose any color. All right, but because I don't want to have any color, so I just click here and then choose none, and this is your stroke color. So if I double click again, and I can choose any of stroke color that I want. All right, so let's start with this circle. So this circle, you can use the shapes of ellipse tool. So click on the shape ellipse tool, and if you hold the shift bar, okay, shift key on your keyboard, all right, and then you can use selection tool, and you can move this so that it fits with the line. And if you want to change the width, you go to properties, and then this is your stroke, and you can increase the width. Right. So now let's do on the second big circle. So again, click here. We're gonna use the same stroke color. If you hold the shift, you can have a perfect circle. And if you go to selection tool, or the shortcut key is V, so if you press V, then your mode will change to selection tool, and it allow you to resize. Right, so now we want to cut this area. Okay, so again, we're gonna use ellipse tool. I can hold shift bar, so I can navigate here. Alright, so this is just a random circle. Okay, you can also rotate if you want. Right, and then this is the second one. Gonna add in here and resize the shape. The tip is just make sure that all the objects is overlap. Okay, so once this is done, so now I want you to go to window and find out the pathfinder. So this is a pathfinder. In pathfinder, you have the shape mode with minus front. So how to do this? If you click and highlight all of this shape without the small circle, okay, make sure that you didn't choose the small circle. We just want this area, which is the big circle, and these three overlap circles is selected together. Then you can choose minus front, so automatically it will minus the area and you get the bite size. Okay, so if I go to layer, and I can toggle this visibility, and you can see that this is the donut with the bite area. Okay, and then the last part is to create this line. So to create this line, you can go to pen tool. Okay, how to use a pen tool? You click on the first point, and then you release your finger. You will see that when you release your finger and you just move your cursor, you will get this string. Okay, and then when you go to the second one, you have to click and hold. Okay, when you click and hold, you get the anchor. So from this anchor, you can just drag to the right hand side, and this line will, you will create a line that fit around the template. Okay, so if you want to get out from this pen tool, you can go to selection tool, or you can press V. Right, so now let's go to the second one. All right, so for the second one, we are doing the same. Click on the ellipse. All right, and then hold the shift, press V, and then you can fit this inside the template. Right, and then the second one. Right, we are done with the pathfinder, and you can close it. If you want to use it, just go again to window and open up the pathfinder. Right, so for this one, we need to create a pen tool to get this line. Okay, so click on the pen tool. So it's a good practice if you create the line outside from the shapes. Okay, then after that we gonna use shape builder to cut the area. All right, so click anywhere outside. Okay, when you click and you release your finger, and now maybe starting from here, click and drag. Okay, so here click and drag, and then you can do it in here, click and drag, then here click and drag. Right, so when you want to release from this pen tool, you press V. Okay, again go to pen tool. Okay, click from the outside, click one time and then release your finger. Okay, click on the second part, click and release your finger. This is the second place, click and release, click, release and hold. Okay, click, hold your fingers and then drag, so you get this area. Okay, and then press V to release from the pen tool. Right, so now we need to cut this area. Okay, right, so if I want to cut this area, I can select the line, and if I hold the shift key, I can select this big circle. Okay, so the first aim is to cut this area first, and we want this to be overlapped together. Alright, so now if you go to shape builder, and you can command zoom so that you get a better view. Right, so because we want to cut this area, and when I hover my cursor on this line, I can see that the sign on my cursor is plus. So if I hold alternate, it changed to minus, and I can click on, see that when I hover my cursor on this line, it's like become highlighted. Okay, so these are the area that we want to minus. So if we click here, see that it will cut it off. Okay, so now let's do on the second one. So the second one, you should choose this small circle. Okay, I zoom out just to make sure that you can see. I am selecting this small circle. Alright, and then hold the shift key and click this one. So these two should be selected together. Okay, because we want to cut this out, and this should be overlapped. So again, if you go to shape builder, okay, hover your mouse, you can see that now it should be, go into this line. All right, and we don't want to add the line, and we want to minus, so hold the alternate key. Okay, so click here until you can see that the line is selected, and then you click, so it will be cut out. Okay, so let's do the same for this part. Again, you go to selection tool, right, hold the shift, and then you can select this one. Okay, click the small circle and then shift and click this one. So now both of it is selected. Okay, click on the shape builder, hover your mouse into this line. Alright, and before that you have to hold the alternate key, then click here. And the last part is okay, so again make sure that you select the big circle, hold shift and then click the second one. Both of it is now selected. Go to shape builder, and you need to hover here, press alternate Okay, you can see that this line is now selected. Okay, the color change, it's beam. So click here and it will be cut out. Okay, right, so why we do that, why we make the line overlap with the other line? Okay, because we want to have a perfect cut. So for example, I want to color this donut. So if I want to color this, I can just highlight everything. Okay, and then inside the shape builder, you have this live pin bucket. Okay, so if I click here, right, so first we need to just click this area, so it will allow us to color. Okay, so if I go to fill fill mode, and I choose any colors, right, and if I click here, this area, see that now my cursor is like changing to the area that I want to add the color. Okay, so if I click here, I can color this part, right? So again, if I double click and I change to the other color and I click in this area, okay, and it will allow me to color on this area. So this is the reason why we need to overlap the line, so that you can fill in the color using the live paint bucket. Okay, all right, I think that's all. Thank you.